Alright guys, so King of Dinosaurs just got announced. Not a lot of people used him in 14, but he was a lot of fun back then, and I really like the changes they made to him in 15, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So first up we have a new special, but for some reason they only show the EX version in this trailer and not the regular version, which is weird, but let's just break down what we can. So we know this is a hit grab because you can visually see King of Dinosaurs hit Ramon on the way up, and then on hit he finishes with what looks like a modified brainbuster. So this has a couple of implications for King of Dinosaurs, the first of which is that he has a new anti-air. So in 14 his crouching C was his anti-air. It's got armor, has a nice arc-shaped hitbox, but the problem is it starts up really slow and has a lot of recovery frames, which is the worst of both worlds. But now that he has a new anti-air special, he can threaten the airspace instead of camping on the ground, and it probably does more damage than crouching C. And because you can use EX moves outside of max mode, this makes this move even better. Another thing that comes to mind is that this could be potentially a new combo ender after his EX claw special, which causes a wall bounce on hit. So in 14, if you're not using 2 bars to end his combos into EX super, and you're just sticking to 1 bar, then your combo routes are pretty limited. So you could do another EX claw which does suboptimal damage, or you could do the EX OTG bite which does more damage but tosses the opponent full screen. So both enders are less than ideal in terms of damage or Oki. So if the EX DP can combo off of the wall bounce, hopefully it could provide better Oki setups or damage compared to what he has now. The second change is that he can now combo his level 1 super from the second hit of his claw special, which is the Kurosako 4 punches. So for King of Dinosaurs, this claw special is the only move that's super cancelable. The first hit leaves them grounded, but the second hit lifts them into the air. Now there's a third hit on the C version, but that's not important for this discussion. So if you super cancel into level 1 on the first hit, the entire super will connect. But if you try to super cancel on the second hit, the level 1 super will completely whiff, and you're gonna look like a dumbass and you're gonna get punished hard. If you want to super cancel on the second hit, you have to use EX super for any of the hits to connect. Now notice not all of the hits connect, so we're dealing with a recurring theme of suboptimal damage. Now for those who don't play King of Dinosaurs, you might be wondering, why do you have to super cancel on the second hit? Because his BNB is EX claw, which wall bounces, and then you do the C claw where the second hit picks them up, and then you super cancel. So no matter what, this suboptimal EX super combo is part of the character in 14. But now in 15, you can super cancel on the second hit of the claw special instead of just the first hit without the penalty of dropping the combo or losing out on damage. And if you look closely, that's not the only change to the super. So notice how the opponent is now in a grounded state instead of an air juggle state, so he's getting all of the hits of the super. Which also means that he can advance cancel into a super grab. Sure, you could do this in 14, but remember you have to super cancel into the first hit of the claw special. In 15 he gets both hits, has the option to go into advance cancel, which also means his optimal damage is potentially way higher compared to 14. So this is really consistent with what SNK has been trying to do in terms of supers, which is making all of them land consistently, having all the hits connect, and allowing them to combo into the next part of the combo, whether it's a climax or advance cancel. So props to SNK for making these changes. So the next change, which is pretty big, is that his forward A command normal is now special cancelable. In 14 you can only super cancel off of this, so now he has an additional hit confirm off of close C or D, and obviously this adds more damage to his combos. And really you can never go wrong with having an additional hit confirm for a character, because now you have more time during a string to make a decision. So should I go into max mode, should I use a regular or EX version of a special, should I super cancel? You can't really make these decisions if you only have one hit to confirm. And yeah, sure, he has a confirm off of crouching B into crouching A, but you can't go into the C version of his claw special. And if you're going into command grab, you have to be really fast to input that half circle back motion, and that's if you're close enough to the opponent. So yeah, this change may not seem like it may not seem as cool as his new special or his new climax animation, but functionally, at least in my opinion, this is arguably the most important change we've seen in this trailer for this character. So last up, we have a new climax animation for King of Dinosaurs. Now, I normally don't cover new climax animations because functionality wise, They ultimately serve the same purpose. But for King of Dinosaurs, it's a pretty big change. So now it's an OTG climax, which has way more applications because you can get this off of knockdowns and other moves. Now, of course, we have to test what those situations are and where you can get this off of, but an example I'm thinking of is using an armored blowback as a reversal, and then you let the opponent crumple to the floor, and then you go straight into climax. So to me, that seems like a low effort, high damage reversal. This climax is so much better than what we had in 14, where it can only combo off of his running super, but in order to land it, you have to climax cancel before the most damaging part of the super, which again is very suboptimal for the amount of bar that you're using. If you let the full super connect, you can't do anything because the opponent is already on the ground. But now in 15, you can land the entire super and then climax for big damage, which is how it should have been. So yeah, that's my breakdown for the King of Dinosaurs trailer. I had a lot of fun analyzing this trailer, and I hope you guys got something out of it too. So here are my final thoughts. So first, SNK has once again, from a balance perspective, made really great changes to the characters coming from 14. So King of Dinosaurs, for example, right, he's got a more viable anti-air, and I would imagine with the rest of these changes, his damage output is much higher. Now, I think some of his flaws from 14 will transfer to 15, but that's just part of the character, and I think that these changes will mitigate these flaws and, not eliminate it, because we're not supposed to make a character infallible. Secondly, is he still going to be an underrated character? And I think yes, a lot of people are really inept when it comes to grappler characters, especially in King of Fighters, but regardless of where he places on these so-called tier lists, you can't disagree that these changes make him way more fun to play. And lastly, I hope SNK continues with these good changes with the remaining returning characters, and I'm really excited to see Angel in 2 weeks from now because that's another character I play a lot. And so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Until next time.